All right, welcome back to another episode of Behind the Build. It's going to be a lot of fun today with you two because we're going to have to limit the laughing if we can a little bit. So I got Shake and Bake here with me.
Shake and Bake!
Which there is a nickname to that. It's not actual names, so Sarah and Tiffany. But you explain where Shake and Bake comes from. So I'm realizing how awkward I just made all this. So we got to explain what Shake and Bake is.
So Shake and Bake comes from one of my favorite movies, Talladega Nights, and ultimately it comes down to if you're not first, you're last.
If you ain't first, you're last. You know what I'm talking about? That phrase, trademark, not to use it as a tradition, Ricky Bobby.
And that's the mentality, I think. So, yeah.
Yeah, so one of the best racing movies of all time.
Yeah.
And so you got, Ricky Bobby and Cal Naughton Jr., not Norton Jr., Naughton Jr.
Not.
And we've identified this from the period of high school that you guys were in a long, long time ago.
Way before you, right?
Okay, maybe we're in the same period of time. So we're not older, younger. We've squashed that. So anyways, I was trying to loop in a little age there because we're going to talk multi-gen. So multi-gen housing. Here at Cigar, you guys have sold quite a few multi-gen houses. Yeah. Let's talk, like, what does multi-gen look like from maybe the type of home? So like the multi-gen option on the Rogue, like describe that for me from like a bedroom, sitting area, kitchen thing. Like, what does it look like?
Well, I think that multi-gen can look very different in a lot of different ways. It really just means a specialized home to a specialized buyer. But for a Rogue, for instance, it is really special because we have added a whole secondary suite. We have a living, sitting room, kitchenette built in with microwave. We've got fridge area, counter space, cabinet space. And then beyond that is a private bedroom with a private bathroom, full walk-in closet scenario. So it's a truly separate living space for somebody, but also can still be a part of the home if they want to be.
Yeah. See, I think that's the thing. Like multi-gen, I mean, it gets said, and then it's like, well, is it just a junior suite? Because is that multi-gen? Because it's two generations under one house. Like, because I guess we have that too here with our Rogue floor plans. So there's customers that have built it that it's more like the second suite on the first floor, and then the primary is upstairs. But that, like with one, I won't say the customer's name, but like they have that situation where there is multi-generational there, right? It's dad and daughter, right?
Yeah.
In that one, yeah. So dad and daughter's family and all that, and that is multi-generational house as it goes, but that's more like the junior suite and this. And then there's like the super double throwdown version of that you're describing with several of those other sales where it's actually got that sense of I always forget the right way to say it, guys, because it's that like feeling of it's not separation, but for the person living in the multi-gen suite, it's privacy, independence. That's the one I'm always like, because because they're like, I could go to the main kitchen or I could make my food in the multi-gen suite. I guess it depends on what's being made and how good it smells if you venture out to the main kitchen. But so there's the junior suite, and then there's the sense of independence and privacy, and you got your separate areas that more than just a bedroom, right?
Yeah. And I think that there's been such a huge lack of homes being built in the area that really specialize and cater to this. For the longest time, I saw where people really just wanted like a full bathroom on a 2-story home to be on the main level. That way, like it could cater to all of these different types of people who need the scenario. And it was so hard to get builders just on board with like one full bathroom. And I think we've gotten away from that.
They cost money, Sarah.
I know. Like people want it and need it. So it's just been hard to articulate that to these builders and get them on board for it because I don't think they truly understood the need for it. But we're getting better there. But now we're like exploding and really doing it right.
Yeah. Because I feel like we're one of only 3 or 4 builders in the area, especially semi-custom, that are doing multi-generational, right?
Yeah. I don't think there's there's not too many. And because it's tough to do too, there's a lot more planning that goes into it. And it is expensive to do. It's not, I mean, it's very obtainable, especially when you think of 2 households going to 1. It actually becomes more affordable in that sense, but it's unique and different. And I think we can all kind of jokingly agree in real estate and home building, we're stubborn and slow to adapt. So, I mean, we're still building homes, stick built out on site. I think everybody 50 years ago thought we were going to be building them in factories or something, but we just started using AI. Like, we're a little behind, but we're there.
Right.
So yeah, when it's different, like multi-gen, it takes a little bit. But there's also zoning to it as well, right? There's limits on what you can do with a multi-gen before you're an ADU. That's a totally different thing, even though look and function is not that different.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's taken a lot of adaptation.
I am really excited though. I think people are really starting to catch on, and I just saw that they're trying to pass a bill to kind of change that up and make it so that it isn't as hard to get an ADU or add a stove into a secondary living space. So hopefully we can see some more positive changes in that direction, because I think it's much needed.
Yeah, because in our other markets, some jurisdictions have made it where basically building an ADU is just a simple permit. For there's one jurisdiction, you can take our well, I always forget the name. The 2388. You guys probably remember it. But there's that option where it adds another garage bay, and it's a separate kitchen, 2 bedrooms upstairs, the whole thing, and it's just a permit.
Yeah.
And it's a full ADU. It's basically a duplex practically.
Yeah.
So that jurisdiction, they've seen that need where they're like, man, housing is affordable, and there's 2 generations that can live in a house, or in that case, it almost is a rental on the separate one. But I don't think our customers are doing it for rentals, right? It's a family member coming to live. Yeah. And the interesting thing, without maybe disclosing too much about our customers, but we're discussing, multi-gen looks totally different in each scenario. It's not always the parents' house, the kids live there. Sometimes it's the kids' house, the parents. What are some of those trends that you guys see?
There's so many scenarios.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of different scenarios. We had just talked about whether it's, like you said, boomerang children that we call them. Boomerang children, where so many people say that. They come in and they say, our kids moved out for 5 years, but now they've graduated college and they haven't been able to get, exactly the job that they thought. So they're going to be back in for a little while. So it's such a good option for them to have there, as well as parents wanting to age in place, age with their grandkids, be able to help with their grandkids and everything. But also, we've seen it for people that have maybe disabled kids. They're never going to be able to move out. So I feel like the full gamut. People get so excited when we say that we have multi-generational options. They're like, great. Oh, this isn't something that we thought we could even do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen maybe there's a health crisis within the family, the main family unit. And so then all of a sudden, family members need to come live to help support the family, help support the children in the family. We've seen, and I've seen it a lot too, just as a parent of a child who is growing and dependent on what she wants to do for college. We would love to offer her own space in our home if she plans to stay local for college, just to kind of help her that much more. And there's a lot of different needs for it. So
yeah, well, I know a pretty good salesperson and a home builder, so we got you covered. It looks so different everywhere. A little random, but something I just thought of as you were saying that, Tiffany. I figured out where boomerang child came from. The boomers named it the boomerang just to get back at them because they don't want to be called boomers. It all just clicked for me.
Makes sense. Yeah. Double.
Yeah, but no, it does look so different in every situation there. But the function of it, I'm thinking to one multi-gen house we did where family in the main house, and you got the 2-year-old or 4-year-old kind of thing. And then there's the retired parents, and it's the babysitter. It's 2 people working. We know that life and family and kids is crazy. You got the extra set of hands with grandma and grandpa. Yeah. And the kids get to be closer to grandma and grandpa too and have their relationship. So yeah, it's because I think most people think of it, they think of it as the parents own the house and it is the boomerang kid, but it's every different size and shape. One of our customers in Eagle Ridge, it's the family member it's the parent coming to live with them, and the parent can't live on their own anymore. Well, they don't want to just send them off to be taken care of by somebody else when they can have them in the home with them.
Yeah.
So
Well, and I think the big thing that people consider there is when you break down the cost of like actually retiring and moving into a retirement home or somewhere where you need a little bit extra assistance, that cost is astronomical.
it's crazy.
It is really wild how much that costs versus, okay, what if we put both of our incomes together, get this bigger house? It looks very different and more attainable for people.
Yeah. Well, I'm realizing you would only have your parents come to live with you to make the finances better of the assisted living home.
Yes.
I would do it out of the kindness of my heart, Sarah.
So kind of you.
I'm joking, parents, if you're watching. You're Michael's. So no, that is such a real thing. But the same too, like you were saying, college. So if your kid does decide to go to college local, you do hit that point where some separation would be nice in the house as a college kid, and then you're back to the same financial equation with it of the apartment versus that and all the different pieces. Well, when you guys came today, you prepared for this. So proud of you. You were rattling off the stats there.
Oh, that's I was actually gonna add the assisted living adds about $6,000 to $8,000 a month. I was just gonna add that.
This is what I'm talking about.
I'm like astronomical. She got real numbers.
See, you had even more stats we didn't talk about.
We didn't talk about that earlier.
But no, that's great. Yeah, $6,000 to $8,000 a month, and your loved one's not even with you.
Yeah.
And they might not even be like whatever that looks like in that assisted living. They might not even like it there, or how often you see them and all that. Like that's a mortgage payment right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. But okay, the other stats. It was. I'll see if I can remember. So the NAHB one. What was that?
1 in 4 people are actively looking for multi-generational housing.
Yeah, and it was great when you said that. I was like, wow, 25% of potential buyers out there. That seems way high. And then I started thinking through just like last month's sales.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, that's close to it when you think about it.
Some type of option. Well, you think about here, the percentage of what we say, I mean, we're probably close to 20% that we've already sold, and we're not sold out in the subdivision. So that's a lot already.
Well, and we're kind of leaning into it a little bit too, like we talked about where our spring parade home, and you guys actually sold that at framing. It wasn't even finished, and it's got the multi-gen suite, which it would be fun to show that off with the parade because it's not just another house, it's a unique house with the multi-gen. I'm really looking forward to that. But you guys sold that thing so quickly, we're like, let's go build another one. So that ratio probably goes up a little bit too.
That's what I'm thinking, especially once you get people in here seeing it in the parade. I mean, we might have a whole just street. Multi-generational.
Yeah, no, and as we're designing, like one of the new plans we're working on designing right now, Jerry's like, well, we got the multi-gen option, and it's just become, it's not every home we design that we're going to have the multi-gen option to it, but there is that demand where we're trying to just work it in there for those options. The other stat was it 18% of households are multi-generational?
Multi-generational right now, so yeah, already.
Yeah, which, that makes 25% make sense, right? If 18% of the households are already that way, and you have aging population, you have cost of living, all those different things, it's a no-brainer that 25% of the buyers are looking for it.
Yeah, because I think it makes sense as far as if 18% are living multi-generational, they might not actually have the space for it. They're just kind of living in an extra bedroom or something like that.
Yeah.
So then when you're looking at something new, it's the option to actually have the kitchenette, the option to actually have your own space. It makes the aging in place, all of those things, so much easier than just a potential bedroom for mom and dad.
Yeah. Well, and now I'm thinking of all of our customers that are buying with us right now and doing the multi-gen. It's also not the full-time use of it either.
Right.
Because like one of our customers, they relocated here to Boise, and their parents, I think, are heading to retirement, and they're going to generally travel most of the time. But they want to be able to pop in and be here with their kids and their young grandkids for 3 or 4 months at a time.
That's great.
So long enough to have fun, 3 or 4 months, and then they're off on a cruise or whatever they're doing. And So maybe it ends up full time in the future, but there's that whole piece of it too. It's not always permanent.
Yeah.
It's the come and go part of it.
Yeah.
And now I'm thinking of another interesting one it's even less common that we've been talking about, but the multi-gen options, they actually function well if you want to use that for other things in the house. So like one of our customers, they're not going to be a multi-generational household, but they work from home. And so I think he's using that front space as like his office.
Yep.
And then that's really just a nice ensuite with it. But that's even better separation than a normal office, and it has that second door. I think he occasionally does like accounting or something like that. So occasionally somebody comes and meets with him. Well, you got your separate entrance right there.
Yeah, I've seen it work really well for like hairdressers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that work from home, or, you know, little random things like that where it's small traffic coming in, not huge amounts of traffic, but you still need that extra space to where my counselor actually,
Yeah.
a therapist who does it from her home. She has the same very similar setup where it's just set off from the rest of the home. You don't have to feel intruded on, but it's great.
Yeah. No, and that's and maybe as we kind of recap what you talked about earlier, because I think I made a joke and distracted us. But you know, when we think multi-gen, actually, I'm curious: are most customers surprised when you explain that it has? Not all of them, but most of our multi-gen options have a separate entrance into the house. Because that's, I think, a big distinguishing thing from like true multi-gen to a junior suite.
Yeah.
When you have a full separate entrance for that true independence thing again, that steps into that like living area and the kitchenette and everything, that's a separate house feel to it versus like it's just the junior primary.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that our customers are ultimately surprised just to know that we have the options. I think that most of them know if they're looking for something like this, they know it's going to be harder to find it. So they're really looking for the diamond in the rough. And I've seen the relief in some people's face when we're like, oh, wait, we have something that could really work for you and work really well. And it's really cool because then they get excited.
Yeah. Well, and that's
We get excited.
Yeah, no, seeing how excited they get is, I mean, for me, that's, you guys will hear this from me, I'm sure, in the next week or two, and you'll probably roll your eyes before I say it. But, you know, with our, you know, core purpose of building better lives, like we've talked about, it means so many different things, but customer is at the center of most of it there. And one of our customers that is going to be, their home will be starting in a couple months, you know, it's the one I was saying where the parents come in to live with them. And you can see, I could see that relief after we did their structural selections where they're like, this solves it. Like this solves what we've been trying to figure out. And they said they've been looking for a long time, trying to find a home plan that works and everything. And yeah, seeing how that look on their face, I know exactly what you're talking about, that relief where they're like, it's done. This is it. Dad comes to live with us. He's got his sense of privacy and space, but we can care for him. And we're still connected. And they were talking about that piece of people can come see him. And they don't necessarily even have to go through the main house. They can go through his area. Yeah. And yeah, relief and solving that, it's tough to find that out there.
Yeah. I think it helps take the stigma away a little bit for parents if they're moving in with the kids. It's always been like, you know, I can take care of myself. I don't need any help type thing. So if they're moving in with their kids, they have their separate entrance. They still feel like they have that independence. They still feel like you're not taking anything away from them. That's always been my dad's thing. It's like, nope, I'm going to stay here forever. This is my house and all the things. Right. But, you know, if you give them their own space and they truly feel like it's theirs and they can have their friends over, it's not taking any of that away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And also on that point too, like say you have somebody who is near end of life and you're making this big investment, like you said earlier, it does cost a lot. That space transitions so well into maybe a really great space for your kids that are getting older. I mean, it's got so much flexibility that it's not just going to be a wasted space at some point. You can transition it, and then resale value on that is going to be huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't transition it, like we're talking about 1 in 4 buyers are looking for it.
Right.
And so, yeah, because oftentimes we see that all the time with our customers, they're personalizing their house with all their options and things they select to make it theirs. But they're always keeping that resale piece in mind as they're making those decisions. And yeah, you go to sell it in the future. I mean, it's basically a second kitchen that's in there, and it's either bonus room or it's an office, or it is the living area in the multi-gen suite. Like, it's not like that space gets wasted.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because and I guess we should talk. I mean, there's different costs associated with multi-gen. So maybe if we put some numbers to it, like one version of it on the Rogue, right? It's your 65-ish thousand to what would it be? Probably 85,000, depending on how you do the garage, multi-gen, all those pieces. But then we have some that are more affordable. I think we have one that's more in the $24,000-$25,000 range. But the function of them is all similar. It's just when you add it onto some homes, it's much harder to construct than others. And some are with a garage added, and some don't add a garage.
Yeah.
So
are you adding square footage, or are you just kind of modifying something that's already there? That makes a big difference.
Yeah. But sorry, you're going.
I was just thinking, though, even with the limited amount of ADUs that we can do now, you can't put up an ADU anywhere for $85,000.
Oh,
I mean, so thinking about adding that completely in with having, resale, everything, you're ahead of the curve.
Yeah. Do you have the additional cost per month for the mortgage payment? Did you prepare, Tiffany? No?
No.
Okay.
I didn't have that. I wasn't prepared to do
Become
that.
more prepared.
Yeah, I will work harder for you.
Killing us. Yeah, no, it definitely, it pencils out in that sense. But also, I think it's important to remember too, there's the true multi-gen that has that cost. But then if we think about, say, the Rogue, if you just want to add that full bath on the first floor to what Sarah was talking about, I mean, that's $5,500 to add that. Some plans where you're, instead of powder to full, it's just adding the full bath. That's $10,000, I think, for some of those options. And now you got the junior primary suite.
Yeah.
So still 25% of people want the multi-gen. Well, that's a really affordable multi-gen. Not the full multi-gen with separate entrance and all that, but you can still easily have two families in the house, all that.
Well, this floor plan in this space, it is incredibly
Yeah,
reasonable to transform this into a secondary suite.
Yeah, that's the $12,000-ish, I think is what it's going to be. Yeah, where this is primary downstairs, primary upstairs, and the junior primary, it's smaller, but it's still a nice primary suite.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that one finish here soon and see how it works, because this bonus room area we're sitting in today is really nice, but that second primary is going to be great.
Yeah, that one is in drywall right now, and I already have somebody very interested in it. So
I like it. I like it. When are they writing it up? Now, any
it's on camera now.
yeah, well, you committed. It's a sale. No, multi-gen's been great, and I feel like it's really taken hold here at Sagara. All of our communities, we've got some type of multi-gen going, whether it's a quick move-in that we built and it sold, or it's a customer selecting all the options. It's maybe the year of the multi-gen, I guess, that we're heading into.
Yeah.
So any other kind of closing thoughts you guys have on multi-gen and things customers should think about if they're looking at doing it or should know?
I think that, customers just should really have a vision for what they want. Come to us, and we can
take care of it.
certainly figure out how to make it work for them.
Yeah. Maybe it's just, keeping it, there's options available.
There's options.
It's not this thing that you can't actually find.
Yeah.
So awesome. Well, thank you guys for taking the time to sit down today and talk about this. Shake and bake.
I can shake it.